Do you want brain stuff on your drawings?
Illustrations by Pete.
So recently, not on my videos, on other people's videos, I've seen comments of, oh, I like the neurographic art, but I just don't know how to put it into what I'm doing already. I can't figure out how to get it into my abstract piece. It's not that difficult. I'm going to go through a couple of different ones today. You'll see one on the left side. You can almost make it look almost like a real thing, like pebbles or bubbles or, you know, like a lava lamp, that kind of stuff. You can make it look like those things. It's still the neurographic art. It's still how you do it. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways, and we'll see how that goes. Also, I was fortunate enough to get to go see an Everclear concert. They did one in the park, and you can just go and sit and watch them play. And for 60 years old, the guy rocks. He really does. He does a great job. I think he's 60 years old. He has MS. He can move his hands better than I can move mine on any day of the week. They're absolutely phenomenal. It was good times. It got my brain going on the neuro stuff. So that's what I did here. Alright, let's get into it. Okay, so as I get into this is not difficult to add into other things, other drawings. Okay, so I want to say I've done this several times before. Neurographic things, you can put them in together with your other abstract stuff just to give it a little bit of flair, a little bit of flavor of that kind of thing. It's very pleasing to look at when you look at these neurographic type art. It's just nice. So I'm going to start the left side. You're going to see what develops is going to look like pebbles or some kind of rocks kind of stacked in there, maybe with like a grout around it that you can't really see, some cracks and crevices. Then I'm going to put something else. There's going to be other elements that are not neurographic art. And then in the center, right dead center towards the top, you'll see some more. And then off to the right side and the top, you'll see some more. And then the bottom center, bottom left, bottom right, there's going to be other types of drawings in there, and it's just going to be a part of it. It's going to look like a unified thing at the end, and maybe you can get some ideas from this. That's really the goal here. I want you to get some ideas, put these things together in your head. It's not difficult. You can put this stuff together. I'm going to add plenty of color. I'm going to do the ink, then I'm going to go ahead and do some watercolor on it. And it's going to look pleasing. I actually like the way that this one came out. It could have come out a little better, but I like the way it did. And on the shapes, you can add shadows. I'll do that a little bit lightly on the left side. And then when you get to the top right side, I add the shadows much darker towards the end. You'll see that. You can do this however you want. It's your drawing, it's your painting, however you want to look at it. This is probably one of the easiest forms of abstract art because you're just drawing lines, just squiggly lines, and where they intersect, you're kind of rounding it off and making it look thicker. And then inside those lines, you can make some of the lines have different weight as well. So some could be thicker, some could be thinner. It just gives it a little bit of character, but you'll see it's already starting to develop. It's already there. You just have to keep it going and just fill out. Once you put the lines in, I think the therapeutic part is then going back through them all and connecting them. Anywhere that they meet, you round it off, and that's where the therapeutic part comes in. You're just kind of doodling away. You know you have a task to do, but how you do it is just however you want. There's no real determined way to do it. You can make it thick, you can make it thin, you can make them very, very broad. You can run one into the other. It's however you want to do it. So it's a very freeing experience, but it's also very easy to start out with. It's easy to be controlled. So if you've never done one of these before, give it a shot. It's not that difficult. It is one of the easier types of abstract art to do, and it's fun, and it's not something that you have to spend a ton of time on. If you don't have a lot of time, do this for a minute. You can spend plenty of time and put a lot of details in. There's nothing wrong with that. You can do it, but you don't have to. You can have something that looks nice without putting a ton of time in here. I think this one took me about 2 hours, but I was taking my time and just relaxing and doing some art, and I'd stop and go get a drink and relax. It took about 2 hours for this one for me. But you can do something very small, very short, in a very short period of time, and still come out with something that you're proud of. Okay, so I wrestled with this for a minute as far as what I'm about to talk about. I don't like to talk about these things. Here's what happened. I'm looking to do a Q&A session, and I need Q's to A. You know what I mean? I need questions from you so I can answer some things and talk about some things maybe that you want to know, either about me, about my art, about a different subject in art, or just a different subject in altogether. I don't care. I'm not trying to... I just want to talk about stuff that you want me to talk about. So I'm asking for questions. I put up a post. No one answered except for one person right away. Maybe now there's more people and I will make a video answering those questions. But no one asked me any questions except one person, and it was a political thing. And I said, I don't really do that here. I'm not going to talk about politics or anything like that here. Now, that person immediately took down the question, and I didn't mean it that way. I didn't mean for you to take it. You didn't have to take it down. I'm just saying that I'm usually not going to talk about that on the channel, but I want to give you some kind of an answer because I did ask you for questions. I did say, ask me whatever you want, within reason, and that what that person asked is not an unreasonable thing. It's just that I was not going to put it on the channel. So, but I'm going to do something. I probably shouldn't. I'm going to put my foot in my mouth, but I'm going to talk to you a little bit about something. It's not about a particular... Just hear me out for 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes. Hear me out for just a little while, and then we'll move right on to something else. But, so, here's why I don't talk about politics on this channel. And a lot of people do. They have art channels, they talk about politics, they talk about things like... I don't like that. I don't like to do that. Because here's how I look at it. If you are a parent, or you just know a parent, or you're an aunt and uncle, or you coach a football team, or a baseball team, or a hockey team, or just that kind of stuff, anytime you're overseeing people in any capacity, you're a supervisor at work, whatever the case is, and you see people not getting along. Someone argued about something, or one person is not being nice, and everybody else just kind of, is starting to go against them, whatever. The first instinct you have, because you care about those people, is to say, hey, wait a second, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to each other? You're the same people. You're a part of this group. You may disagree on stuff. There's nothing wrong with that, but I want you to get along. I don't want you to be at each other's throats. I don't want you to hate each other. I want you to just have a wonderful day together. Appreciate the commonalities that you have. It's okay to disagree on stuff. Don't worry about that. Now, that's how any normal person acts. If you're a teacher, if you're anyone who is overseeing other people, that's how you act. What politician does that? Zero. 100% zero people, which means they don't actually care about the people that they're overseeing. None of them do it. As a matter of fact, what they do is they go to you and they say, yeah, I can't believe that person said that about you. You should hate them. You should, speak out against them and talk out against them and make sure that you don't vote the way that they vote and do that. And then they go to the other people and say, hey, you want to know what they said about you? And they cause trouble. They want you to hate each other. They want you to fight. And I don't like it. It's okay. We can have ideas that are very different. I know people. I work with a lady. She's in her 80s. She works in the office next to me. In every single way, we are different as far as our views. Politics, religion, anything you can think of. We have completely different views. I love working with her. There's one of the people that I get along with the best anywhere. I love to talk to her, and we laugh and we joke and we get along wonderfully well, and that's how life should be. It's okay to disagree about everything and still say, hey, look, you're another person who's next to me. You're another person who's alive, who's sharing this earth with me. And I want to just make it a little bit easier for everybody. Let's just relax a little bit. Let's take it easy. I care about you just because you're a person. That's how I look at it. You're important just because you're a person. So why would I treat you like garbage just because I disagree with your point of view or whatever the case is? And it's not just one side or the other. It's all the sides. I've never seen anything like this. All the sides. Even, and this is not, I'm not going off on a tangent here, but not even to get into like religious discussions where that can get a little heated sometimes. But in all those religions, you're still taught to respect the other person, and they're another human, and they are to be respected in the conversation. You don't treat them like dogs just because they disagree with your point of view. But not in politics. In politics, everybody else is your enemy. If they don't line up directly with you, they're the bad guy. And here's a perfect example. If you will know if you're being influenced by these people. Here's how you know. If you have two people that have the exact same circumstances, virtually, not exact entirely, but you have the same circumstances, one person is accused of something, but you're for them, the answer is, oh, I don't even know why you're talking about that person. They would never do that. No one would ever do that. You just, this is ridiculous. Then the other person is accused of the exact same thing. And you immediately, before you even hear any proof, oh, I bet he did do that. I know he did do that. I bet you get in there and get him out of here. And if that's you, then you're being influenced by these people. Don't let them do that to you. Don't let it. You have the same people, and you can go president by president by president. You can go from Bill Clinton all the way up through current president now and look at each individual one, and they've all said virtually the same thing, but depending on what party was commenting on it, is they were evil at the time or they were a saint at the time. And it just, and the other side feels the same way. Either they were evil or a saint. It just, it's not good. It's not good for us. So I don't like to talk about that. I don't like to bring that kind of division. I don't care what you think about politics or things like that. That's up to you. If you feel that way, vote your feelings. I don't care about that. That's what you're supposed to do. Here's my challenge to everybody. On the next thing that you vote on, whatever it is, I want you to go to the poll and vote. That's very important. Go and vote on whatever it is. Then immediately go to someone who you know is the exact opposite, the person that is the opposite entirely of what you are, and do something nice for them. Show them that you're a person, even though you voted completely different, you know that they voted completely different. Go help them take in their groceries or whatever you do. Just do something nice. Have a wonderful conversation with someone. Tell them that they are appreciated or whatever the case is. Because it's not good to hate each other. That's not where anywhere in human history do humans ever flourish when they just hate each other. Ever. So what's best for society is not to do that. So I just wanted to get that off my chest. I don't talk about it on the channel for that reason, because I care about you. And I don't care what you vote on or how you feel about a certain thing. You take care of that. You go vote on it at the poll. I encourage you to do so. Even if it's the exact opposite of me, I encourage you to do it. But that's not the important thing. The important thing is, here on this channel, we're all artists. We're trying to appreciate each other's art and opinions of art. Listen, there is a guy, he is the resident troll on the channel. And he doesn't even like abstract art. As a matter of fact, he says so. He doesn't think it's really art. He thinks it's nonsense. He thinks people get paid to appreciate it or whatever. I don't know. He's got a theory about that. And who knows, right? But here's what I'm saying. Even though he does that, he still hangs around the channel and talks. He still adds to the conversation. He's still in my opinion, that's worth more. Someone who doesn't even like what I'm doing, most of the stuff I do is abstract art, doesn't even like it, but still hangs out and contributes to the channel. That's important to me. That's why I don't want anyone to attack them. If he makes a comment on the chat, don't attack him, because I don't want him to go anywhere. It's important that we can do that. He can not like anything I'm doing, but he still hangs around. He still contributes. Matter of fact, he accused me once of only doing this for the money. Boy, I can't tell you. I wish I was only doing this for the money, because right now I am in a hole, and I don't think I'll ever dig myself out if I do this for 10 years. But that's okay. I'm enjoying doing this. I'm not doing it for that reason. I want to enjoy this and have fun, and that's what I'm doing. But it's important to have those kinds of people around that disagree with you. It's okay. And even if they say it, I disagree with you. No, it's okay. It doesn't mean you hate me. It means you disagree with me. I have a relative who absolutely hates junk food. I mean, hates it. I love Italian food. That's what I grew up on. I'm 100% Italian. I had very old Italian people in my family who just tried to feed me my whole life, and now I'm trying to get rid of that food that they fed me. But the point is, I love Italian food. When I eat Italian food, yes, it's very unhealthy. Don't listen to me. But when I eat that food, it brings me back to that time. It's comfort. It's comforting. I remember all the good times we had as a family. And most of those people are gone now that I used to share that with. So that's just something that, oh yeah, okay, we're going to have this. Oh, you know who used to make that? This person used to make that. They made it like this. Let's do it like that, and that kind of thing. And when I bring that up, it's like I might as well have I just can't say the things that I want to say to not get this video banned, but I might as well have done something very bad to someone else, and that's the way that they look at me when I eat food. But that's what I want to do, and I don't say, oh, you don't like the way that I eat food or what the food that I'm eating. Well, that food's a big part of my life, so you must hate me. That's not how it works. You can disagree with someone and you don't hate them. Or you can not like what they're doing and not hate them. There's always lines to be drawn. You know, someone's a criminal, you don't want to associate with that, I get that. But outside of that, when something is not a criminal and they're just living differently, maybe they have a different belief or a different point of view or whatever, so what? Just don't worry about that. We're just trying to get along here and have a good time. So I needed to get that off my chest because I wanted to answer that person in an appropriate way and put some thought behind it without just typing, hey, look, I don't want to talk about that. That's not really an answer, and it doesn't really encourage that person to ever talk to me ever again because I just shut them down when they ask me a question. So that's what I want to explain, and I hope that you take that the right way and understand where my heart is when I talk to you. I just want to have a community here that enjoys art. That's it. That's all we're trying to do here. And I appreciate you for all that you're doing in this whole relationship. When you watch a video, that's a part of the relationship, and we're having a blast here. So when you ask questions, I love hearing from people. I love hearing, oh, I didn't know that that's how you do that, or oh yeah, that inspired me to do this over here. It's not anything that you're doing, but it inspired me at least to do this. And so that's wonderful. I love that. I love that we can encourage each other. And a lot of times when you all send me art, and please do, I'm putting that offer out there again, please, I want you to send me, my email is down below. You can email your art to there, or tag me and say that you would like me to share it. If you don't tell me that, I'm not going to do it, because I don't want to share stuff that you don't want me to share. But if you say, yeah, you go ahead and share this, I would love to put your art on the channel, and I've done that in several other videos, and I want to continue to do that. So if you're working on something, show it to me. Sometimes the art that I see inspires me to do something, and I always try to let you know that. If I see something and say, wow, I didn't even think to do that, I have no idea where you came up with that, but I like it, I'm going to try and do it in something I do. So we are encouraging each other. That's the kind of community we have here. So I hope I didn't bring down the whole tone of this thing. I hope that I'm trying to encourage you to to let you know that, hey, look, we're all in this together. This whole everything in this world, this life, we're doing it together, and this is just one place we can come to get together and discuss something that we're passionate about, which is art, and talk about it. Even if you don't like the kind of art that I'm doing, we can talk about that. That's not a problem. We could just say, okay, we don't like this. That's no problem. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. So please send me some questions. Let me answer questions that are a little bit more light-hearted than this one. And, or maybe not. I don't know. We'll see where this goes. But I just want to talk to you. I just want to have a conversation. Eventually, I'm going to figure out how to do the whole live stream thing. I'm very hesitant to do that right now because it could be a disaster. Everything that I have could crash. That's not good. So I'm trying to figure out, can I really actually do something like that? Do I have the sense enough to do it? And can I do it? I hate when you go to do a live stream. It's like, I hate that. You can't hear anything anyone's saying. It's skipping like crazy. I don't want to do that to you. So let's do something else. This is a Q&A. You can ask me anything. I will try and answer you to the best of my ability, so long as it's appropriate. So you can either go to that post and then comment on it, or just leave the comment below and put Q&A in the beginning so I know that it's a part of that and you're not actually asking me a question that you need me to answer right now when you watch the video. Just put Q&A and then put whatever question you have, and I will answer them as best as I can. Or you could send me, like I said, there's an email down there. Send me if you don't want to voice it publicly. And I won't share your name if you don't want me to. So if you don't want to say, okay, I'm the one who's asking this question, I feel weird asking this question, just send me an email with the question, and I'll answer your question in the video. It's no problem. Okay, so back to the drawing now that I have just wasted everybody's time. I apologize. I hope I didn't. I hope you got something out of that, because I meant every word that I said. So, okay, so in this drawing, if you notice on the left side of that paper, I don't know what happened. I might have the paper backwards. I think this is the Canson Heritage hot press paper, and I think it is single-sided. I don't think you're supposed to be able to draw and paint on both sides. Well, you can draw on both sides, but I don't think you're supposed to paint on both sides. And I may have the paper flip backwards when I put it together here. So I might have to flip them all over. We'll see how that goes. But if you notice on the left, it's very splotchy. It's not very even. So this may be the back of the paper. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm going to test it out and fix it in the next one. I might paint on the other side of this, see how that goes, and realize how sometimes I do things that are dumb. I do stupid things, like came in a pad, so oh no, it did not. It came in a packet of paper, and I took the paper out, and I might have not known which side was the front or back when I punched the holes and put it together, which is an easy fix. You just pop the coil open, flip them over, and then put a new coil on. It's not difficult at all. It takes a couple of seconds, so I can do that very easily. Again, this is the Canson Heritage hot press paper. I love the Canson Heritage paper. I used the 300-pound paper in a previous video, and then I've used the cold press quite a bit, and I just love the paper. I have not used this too much. The hot press, I don't think I've used too much, maybe once or twice. I thought it was okay, but again, I have to go back and check, make sure that I'm on the right side of the paper. If I am on the right side of the paper, this may be a quality issue, and maybe something happened. And this paper is not cheap, so if it is a quality issue, then I'll let you know. I'll let you know what happens. I'm going to experiment with it. I might not let you know immediately, but I will definitely let you know. Maybe I'll put that in the Q&A. I'll make my own Q. So I hope you got something out of the video, at least the drawing, painting part. I hope that helped you realize that you could put this stuff anywhere and just adds to your drawing. You just make a little section of it in any part of your drawing, and it'll look nice. It's very pleasing. I think because of the rounded edges, everything looks like bubbles and swirls, and I think that's the pleasing part of it. I think it's the reason why a lava lamp was invented to begin with, is because it does that little swirly bubble thing. and it's pleasing to look at. So I think this neurographic stuff can do that. It has that same effect, and there are many different styles of it even. This is just very little of what it could be. There's tons of neurographic art out there that looks much better than this, and it just does different things. So again, I encourage you to try this and let me know if you got anything out of this video. Let me know if you understand what I was doing here in the video, not just me rambling. I mean the actual drawing. But and if you got something out of the talk as well, that's wonderful, because it's an important thing that I wanted to mention. So thumbs up the video if you thought the pictures of Everclear were the best part of this video, and that's what got you the most excited when you started to watch, and the rest of it just kind of disappointed you. That's about it for me. I'm going to go, and I'll see you in the next one.